football started way back when I was a little kid, watching my brother Matthew grow up and watching his attitude towards football and the way he played it, where he carried himself while playing, really kind of was an eye-opener for me and helped me fall in love with the game of football itself. And not only did my brother show me a path and a love for football, but there was a day back when I was probably in 8th grade, 9th grade, where my dad had asked me how bad I wanted to play football on Saturdays, meaning how bad I wanted to go play college football. And that kind of stuck with me as I was lifting in the weight room in the big barn next to Crestwood's High School. I'd be on my 10th or 11th rep of squat, and I'd be looking up, and that's all I'd think about is how bad you want to go play college on a Saturday. When I first started working out and lifting, and I didn't really enjoy it, to be honest with you. And my dad kind of preached and enforced that just make sure you go, you'll become addicted to it and stuff like that. And after 2 months, I mean, you start seeing results, and you start kind of falling in love with working out. And I credit my dad for all of that and for pushing me to be there. He spent 2 months of his time forcing me to go up until after those 2 months I was willing to go on my own. And then it became to the point where I couldn't go a weekday without going and working out. I'd go to work from 6 to 2. I'd go to baseball practice during the summer from 3 to whenever, or I'd go to a game from 3 to 10 o'clock at night, ride the bus back home. And once I get home from the bus, I'd go to the football field. I'd walk over to the football field and go run sprints. Or I would make sure I'd find time to go do something that other people weren't, and trying to better myself as an athlete. And back in high school, I hung out with a very like-minded set of group of guys where we would hang out on the weekends, every weekend, and whether we played cards together or we'd go drive to the core, whatever the case would be. And there were other people, obviously, making other decisions that we knew could potentially cost us to sit out of an athletic event in the future. And at first it was a sacrifice, but then it wasn't even an interest of ours. We didn't even have any interest in going and doing something like that. Whereas we'd rather be hanging out in a basement, playing cards and watching TV and just hanging out with the guys. My advice to young people with big dreams and big goals would be just stay true to yourself and don't let your primary focus become worrying about pleasing other people. So be confident in the path that you choose. More people will gravitate around you as you do what you love to do. At first it can be lonely, but the more you stay and continue to stay true to yourself, it will inspire others to follow in your footsteps. Back in high school, I was limited options as far as what I wanted to do for college. I knew 2 things. I knew I wanted to go get an education somewhere, and I knew I wanted to go play college football. And so out of high school, I didn't have any Division I, Division II, or I didn't have any offers. I was kind of left with Iowa Central, a junior college in Fort Dodge, or, I mean, that was it. I was going to have to give up football, and that was not something I was going to allow myself to do. So out of high school, I signed and committed to Iowa Central, and August 1st, I started my first collegiate fall camp. And so I got there, and there were a lot of big dudes. I mean, I was kind of shooken by. I mean, back in Cresco, I was rather one of the bigger dudes there, and I went from being one of the bigger guys to being a really small guy. It was a small fish in a big pond at Iowa Central. And so when I was there, I just tried to think back to what I knew best, and I just tried to play football to the best of my ability. And God had it to where I was able to start my very first collegiate game on August 31st of 2017 against DePage. And so I was playing middle linebacker for Iowa Central. And it was the third quarter on a rainy day, and I came up and I hit an offensive guard. It's something I've probably done over 1,000 times in my football career. And I hit him, and my knee kind of gave out and I landed on my back. And I straightened out my leg, and I felt kind of a pop. It was almost like a kind of a pop back into place, and I was like, that's not right. Something wasn't right. And I was looking up in the sky, and I was like, surely there wasn't something that was going to alter my career on the first college game I've ever had. And so I laid there, and the trainers came and helped me off the field. And they asked me to jog on the sideline and see how it felt. And I started jogging. I'm like, it's not that bad. Then I went to go plant and turn back around, and my knee kind of gave out. And I was like, that's not good. And so after that, the game was taking place on a Saturday. I went and got an MRI and X-ray on Monday. Found out I had completely torn my ACL. And at the moment in time, it kind of crushed me. I was trying to think of what was going through my mind was why me? Like why was I put in this situation? Why was it have to be me out of everybody that could have been? And it was kind of selfish to think about, but that's just kind of how my mind was. And so I had to wait a month to get surgery because the swelling had gone on my knee before they could operate. And so my mindset went from being why me to why not me. And so as I continue to just think of the better outcome. I mean, not everybody tears an ACL, not everybody has an injury, but it made me fall back in love with football itself. And so I went and I got ACL surgery in September. And after that, I took about 6 weeks, or 4 to 6 weeks, and I stayed in brace and kind of managed to get around campus the best I could. And as the season went on, I'd show up to practice and I'd watch practice, and I would continue to go to meetings and try to learn as much football as I could and stay true to myself and knew what my dream was, and that was to continue to play college football. And I came with a mindset where I wasn't going to let a little thing like an ACL tear going to stop me from doing what I love doing. And so like 6 months had gone by, and during those 6 months I spent every single day, I spent an hour and a half in the training room with my athletic trainer. His name is Guy Horn at Iowa Central. He's an amazing guy, and the coaching staff there was amazing. They were very, very, very good to me. They, even though I had a little ACL issue, and I know at junior colleges, if you get hurt, that sometimes that's it. I mean, that's all you get. But I had some really excellent coaches there, to where they believed in me, they had faith in me, and Guy Horn was there every step of the way, where he had helped me get to where I wanted to be. And I came back, and I'm not even kidding you, a month later, after I'd been cleared, I squatted the most I'd ever squatted, and I ran the fastest 40 time I'd ever ran. And it was all credit to those guys. I mean, without them, I would not be in the position I am today. And I thank them every day for that, and I thank God for letting that be the process that I went through. And so I got cleared in April, and I missed all spring ball, so I had that summer to actually really get back to 100% where I felt really, really good. And right back at it, August 1st of 2018, I started back up at Iowa Central. And I got through that first game, and it was a huge relief. From a little weight off my shoulders there for sure. And it was scary. It was it was almost, I wasn't scared to get hurt, because I would never play and protect myself from getting hurt. But it was nerve-wracking, to say the least, because I mean you never know when something like that can happen. I mean, I tore my ACL doing something I've done 1,000 times. It's just one of those things. And so I got through the first game, and then I got through the second game and the third game, and by the 12th game of the season, I had gotten through all, and that is all I could have asked for. And by the time I had finished at Iowa Central there in December, I had landed 4 or 5 different offers from Division I schools. That was my dream. That was my dream out of high school. I want to go play Division I football, and junior college is a great stepping stone in order to get there. And so I took a couple visits to like New Mexico State and South Dakota, and lastly was UNI, and lo and behold, here I am, and loving every day. Now that I'm here, looking back on my journey that at the time didn't seem very ideal, I wouldn't change it for the world. Even though at the point in time when I tore my ACL, I thought I was done. I thought my life was kind of coming to an end. A little dramatic, I know, but that's just kind of how I felt. But not only did it strengthen my knowledge in football and in the classroom, but strengthen my connection with God, as I realized that this was all part of His plan. And so I continue to have faith in Him, and that's all I felt I could do. I haven't told many people about this, but after I tore my ACL and before the first game of the following season that I was able to play, I kind of made I don't know if I'd call it a deal with God, but I talked to God, and this is kind of what I said. I said, for every game on a Saturday that I finish healthy, I will come to church. And I mean, that's part of that probably sounds bad, but that's just kind of my mindset. And so I got through the first game, which was a huge accomplishment for myself. But the following Sunday, I woke up and I went to church. And even though I go to church alone every once in a while, I mean, that's not what I was worried about. I went there to go thank God for everything He's done. And then after the second game, I completed that one healthy. And so I go to church again. And then the third, the fourth, and the fifth, and then all the way through all 12 games. And then I'd go to church regular on Sunday, whether we had a game or not. I would continue to go to church because I kind of fell in love with the idea of having God taking care of me and taking me places where He thought I should go. And right now, football is my number one priority. And I also know that there is life after football. And God has given me this tool to learn lessons or learn from football and be able to apply that whether I face adversity as a father or a husband, God willing. Whether you're facing disappointment, adversity, or failure, just know that some good will come out of it. It's just having faith in God's plan and believing in His journey and in His process in you to giving you the best path of life.